Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 4 of the BigBlue podcast. My name is Ian, and I'm here with my friend Jeff. And we're just going to dive into all the NFL games from this week and just talk about football. So let's get right into it, starting with introductions. So, Jeff, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. Pretty just kind of sad, but good at the same time.
That's an interesting feeling, That's just how it goes, Well,
Yeah.
because you're not going to ask. I'm doing wonderful, I'm doing great. I have very great emotions right now. That's one way of putting it.
Yeah, how's the hybrid schedule going for you?
Well, actually, our hybrid school just actually ended because of a surge in COVID cases.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sucks.
Yeah. It's something, to say the least. All right. So, let's just get right into it, and we're going to start with Thursday Night Football. How did you feel about the Colts and the Titans this week?
The Colts, I'm just going to be frank, had the better defense and took that special teams very seriously.
Oh, yeah.
That special teams, man.
I mean, the Colts are a legitimate team. I mean, they've been kind of quiet for most people, I feel like. Like, they don't really get talked about. They're, like, you don't know the Colts record unless you go to, like, your NFL app or you check your phone how the Colts are doing because you don't really know. They're not really talked about. But I think they're a legitimate team. I think they could probably get to a divisional, like, be in the divisional round because obviously they're not going to be the 1 seed, but they're definitely not going to lose wild card weekend. Don't hold that against me. But I think they can get to a divisional round.
They're facing the Packers this week. So,
Ooh, really?
Yeah, it's the America's Game of the Week.
Ooh.
So, yeah, I'll be rooting for, the green and gold.
Yeah. That's probably smart. Yeah, I just fixed your audio a little bit. I think you should always be rooting for your team, That's just how it goes, because, like, no matter how much I say a team can win, I'm always going to go for the Giants. Always. Like, if the Colts are playing the Giants next week, I'm going to pick the Giants in that game.
Yeah.
All right. I have a question for you. How do we feel about that low-scoring gaming? It was in Cleveland. Yeah, it was in Cleveland with all that rain at the beginning.
Yeah. Nick Chubb, please run it in for a touchdown next time. Nick Chubb needs to run it in.
One of my leagues, I believe I lost because he didn't run it in.
Yeah.
It just shows he doesn't care about the stats. It's actually a really great moment for him in his character.
As a football fan, I really think it's respectful and,
Yeah. The amount of money people lost on bets because of that.
That was a lot of money lost.
I literally lost on Nick Chubb not scoring that touchdown. 6 points. I lost on Nick Chubb not scoring that touchdown.
Hey, man, it just goes to show you.
I lost on him not scoring that touchdown.
It just goes to show you that you should have drafted a better team. Not gonna lie.
The team's fine. Okay, whatever. We're gonna talk about something else because I don't really want to talk about that game. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I'm quite disappointed. How about the Washington football team and the Detroit Lions? I love that game. That game was the cherry on top. That ending was the cherry on top to an already great week for me. But how do you feel about that? Because I don't think you're as happy about it as I am.
Oh, I'm actually quite fine with it. The Lions, I always root for, other than the Packers in the NFC North. The reason why, because they suck so bad for so long.
I mean, yeah, they've been bad, but, like, they're in your division. Like, I'm not going to root for the Washington football team, even though, like...
I'm not worried against them. Let's just be honest.
I mean, you guys are consistently good and they're consistently bad, so I get it.
Right, so
I get your point.
I will say that Alex Smith actually had a pretty decent game. Not throwing a touchdown, though, was kind of interesting.
No, he threw a touchdown.
He didn't throw a touchdown.
He didn't, you're right. Dude, he is not a statistical quarterback. That's all I'm going to say about him. He's kind of having the same issues Daniel Jones is having this year with the lack of touchdowns in his 3 games he's played in.
Yeah, no, I will say that Matt Prater, clutch god with the kicks.
I mean, yeah, the dude is nuts. Like, literally nuts.
Yeah, no, I think the Washington football team is just like the Jacksonville Jaguars. Even with the low record or low win record that they have, they're still very competitive. And they still give different teams or some teams hard times.
I agree with that. I agree. They're decently competitive, and every game it's not a giveaway win when you play them. You're probably gonna win, but it's not like you win automatically. How do we feel about the Buccaneers whooping of the Panthers?
Well, the offense has its hell in Tampa Bay, and they need to figure it out. Like, if they don't get those chunk plays, or, just those plays that you don't expect to happen all the time, they can't convert those third downs.
98-yard touchdown run? Don't forget about that.
Well, yeah, that's a chunk play,
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying it's a great play.
Yeah, no, Ronald Jones, dang. Just dang.
Almost helped me win in fantasy, but it didn't.
Yeah, no. He kind of reminded me when he faced the Packers, so not gonna lie.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I think they were so angry from last week. I mean, just to think how badly they got defeated on national television, they're like, you know what, screw this. We got to go out and put on a show for our fans and feel better. Tom Brady also had a great game, another high touchdown game. Pretty routine from him throughout his career. But I think, honestly, sleeper MVP, I'll consistently say it. I think he's a very good chance of winning it.
I don't think so.
Why do you say that?
Just because he has the weapons around him that could make him... You put in anybody besides Jameis Winston, who had basically no eyesight last year, and you have a team who can consistently win.
Okay, but my point is, listen, statistically, yeah, he's not playing the greatest. That game against the Saints is definitely detrimental to his MVP campaign. But if he keeps consistently playing the way he's playing, he'll have the numbers to back up an MVP candidate. I don't care who you're playing with. You could be playing with God as your wide receiver. I mean, if you put up the numbers, you might deserve that MVP trophy. It's just true. All right, I'm going to move us down to the next game between the Giants and the Eagles. Because I can tell you how I feel about it, but I'm not sure you have much to say, so I'm going to take the floor here on this one. I think the Giants are one of the best 3-7 teams in the history of the NFL. At 3-7, I think they have all the tools to win. They're a competitive team, well-coached football team, consistently compete in all their games except one game. And if you want to question that, I will actually answer that. I have evidence. They've consistently had the refs not on their side, except this week. They actually, I think, got a little benefit from the refs. But usually the refs straight up do not like the Giants, not give them calls. James Bradbury is a top 5 corner in the league. I think Blake Martinez is one of the best linebackers in the league. I think the team overall put together a show. And we, beat Philly for the first time in 4 years. And I'm very happy about it. That's all I got to say. The curse was broken. I'm happy. All the Giants fans are happy. And you seem to be puzzled. So what is on your mind, Jeffrey?
Nothing. I just think that Jason Garrett, as much as people give him a hard time for the claps, he's actually putting Daniel Jones into a situation.
That's right.
That he can.
Dashing Danny should be his new name. The guy is fast. He is.
Yes, sir.
Fast.
He's fast for a tall, lengthy.
Right. Like I thought he straight on speed. He's just as fast as Lamar Jackson, if not faster. It's the agility that makes him not as fast.
Yeah, and the elusiveness.
Right. He's on the level of all these mobile quarterbacks that we talk about. I think he's probably a top 5, top 6 mobile quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, I can see that.
You got Kyler, you got Lamar, you got Cam.
Yeah, Daniel Jones, and then Russell Wilson.
I'd say Daniel Jones and Russell Wilson at this stage are about even. I'd say Russell Wilson's more athletic in the pocket and able to move around in the pocket. But like on a straight run, right? Yeah, exactly. But on a straight run, I mean, Daniel Jones is better. I mean, he averages the most yards per carry as well. Don't forget about that. I don't know. I'm just super happy. All in a great positive mindset. You know, when the Giants win, I win. That's how I gotta say it. I eat better, sleep better. Everything's better. and we don't win a lot, so it's good to see. Now I'm going to talk about a game that you should feel a little better about, although you shouldn't feel good about it at all. The Pack and the Jaguars.
Yeah, it's we were flat right out of the gate. Like, if you looked at our team, we just didn't look like we had any spirit to compete.
Yeah.
And they came out full blown like we're here, we're ready, let's go. And I'll give credit to the defense. This one time they actually decide to bend but not break, and it paid off. Devontae Adams is not human.
I beg to differ. He has blood, and he.
Well, he.
I'm just joking with you. Yes, I understand what you mean.
And Marquez Valdes-Scantling finally didn't drop a ton of balls, and had his biggest game of his career. 4 receptions for 149 yards, 1 touchdown that came on that 78-yard touchdown.
Mm-hmm. Overall, Aaron Rodgers threw a pick. Very unlike Aaron Rodgers.
Still won the 3 interceptions, and he already has the same amount of touchdowns as he had last year.
The thing that amazes me the most about Aaron Rodgers,
he doesn't throw picks often.
Right? So when he had that 2 interception game against the Buccaneers?
Yeah.
That was basically like he's thrown about 85 picks in his career. That was basically 5% of his picks in his whole career. Or 2%.
He's thrown in the last 42 games less than 10 picks.
It's nuts.
And Russell Wilson has already done that.
If you see Aaron Rodgers throw a pick in person, I mean, you're witnessing history. Honestly, it's a crazy concept, and it really exists, in my opinion, at least.
You don't see that happening, yeah.
No, you really don't. All right, let's move on from the Pack. At least you won. A lot of people aren't as lucky when they talk about their teams. Bills Cardinals. What a freaking game!
Might be
game of the year candidate?
Might be game of the year.
I would still say Arizona, Seattle. Might still. Arizona! I mean, jeez, man.
And 2 game of the year contenders, really.
Both in that building as well.
Yeah, I will say that
crazy
the quarterback
catches happen in that building. I just gotta let you know, like Tyree.
Hey, I'm just gonna say one thing real quick. Both quarterbacks didn't look too great. Josh Allen, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Both having a 1-to-1 ratio with the touchdowns and interceptions. So
can we just talk about that Hail Mary for a second?
Bro, that Hail Mary.
And the Stephon Diggs catch before the Hail Mary.
It's like the Julio Jones in the Super Bowl catch. Like, if they win that game, that goes down as like one of the greatest catches. But we all remember Julian Edelman's catch.
Overrated catch, but we can get into another discussion later on.
I'm just saying, man.
I agree with you 100%, but that game was incredible. Suddenly the Bills don't look as unstoppable after that game. And the Cardinals are on the rise. I think the Cardinals have a very good chance to win this division. And seeing all the great quarterbacks in that division, excluding the overpaid guy in LA and Jimmy G. Oh my God, I forgot his name. I'm so out of it. He's so out of it. He's, honestly, Jimmy G. We're gonna talk about Jimmy G in a future episode when he's back.
Yeah.
When he's back fully.
Yeah. No, I think we should do that.
Absolutely. I just have a question for you.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the Dolphins beating the Chargers?
I'm not a fan of it because I want to see Justin Herbert succeed. Mm-hmm. Justin Herbert didn't look terrible out there.
No, he really didn't.
I just wish, they could have won, but that Dolphins team is a real legit team.
I mean, I like it. The AFC East has a good race coming up for all of us to see between the Dolphins and the Bills. I think the Bills are going to win it, but still.
What about the Patriots all of a sudden coming back?
If the Patriots get in, it's going to be as the 7th seed, as the last wild card team. Just saying.
Right. I'm not gonna go against that. That would be funny. That would be real funny.
They would be the 7th seed. And then everyone's going to say NFL's rigged. They found a way to get the Patriots in the playoffs no matter what. Yeah. Watch it happen. And here's the whoever wins the NFC East is going to be the 4th seed.
Yeah, and have the 19th pick in the NFL draft.
And play a home playoff game. If it's the Giants, I'll see you. I'll be there. Oh, wait, they don't let fans in. But the Giants have a genuine possibility of making the playoffs. I'm not going to jump the gun or anything. But if we can beat the Bengals after our bye week, I think we're going to be talking a much different conversation.
Yeah, I would agree.
The 4-7 Giants team on a 3-game win streak, if they win, will be talked about around the NFL as a legitimate team. If they can put together a good performance. Not like a convincing win. Not like a play to the level of the Bengals.
No, I would agree.
But I don't think that's going to happen. They're probably going to take a lead, then they're going to choke the lead, and then it's going to go down to the final minutes. And momentum's going to be in Cincinnati's side. All right, let's talk about the Broncos and the Raiders.
Raiders just ran all over them. No stopping.
Another legitimate team that isn't talked about, the Las Vegas Raiders.
That's a team, in my opinion, that I've always been like, oh, they're good. And sometimes they just need pieces to make them better. Like Derek Carr, borderline top 15 QB.
Oh, yeah, he's an average quarterback right there and there. Actually, he's definition average quarterback right there.
Right. Like, I feel like if they give him a better QB, or if they get a better QB, they would have a higher chance.
Mm-hmm.
Drew Lock sucked. That's just the only way to go about it.
Don't talk to the guy who picked him up and started him in fantasy this week. But
yeah. Well,
the laughing cut out because Discord didn't even want to hear that laugh. It was just like the most. Oh man! All right. I mean, there really isn't much to talk about from that game. It was pretty to the point, blowout win. How about Seattle having their usual mid-season crisis, as I like to call it?
Russ doesn't deserve the MVP.
Actually, I'll say it like this: I feel bad for Russ. Consistently, he gets in the MVP conversation at the beginning of the season, and he can never finish the job. And at this point, it must just hurt him mentally, physically. I mean, I don't even know what's up with the guy. I mean, he starts his seasons off so good. The Seahawks have these great records, and then they collapse, and they'll be a wild card team.
Dude, Jalen Ramsey locked up DK Metcalf. Absolutely locked him up.
DK Metcalf is great, though. There's much discussion on that. You go.
I was going to say that one of our friends says that DK Metcalf isn't even a top 30 wide receiver.
30?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep.
There's no discussion needed. We're just gonna have to laugh at that on our own. How do you feel? Forget about. Let's stop talking about the Seahawks falling off, and about the Rams proving themselves, winning a big game.
I didn't start Malcolm Brown. Probably should have.
Bad decision. I've had him on my teams the last couple of years. I don't know why. He's just kind of always been there on the bench. This year I didn't pick him up, but if I had him this week, it would have been very nice.
Yeah.
Touchdowns from him. Good performance overall. The team played well. It's just I don't know what to say about the Seahawks. It's sad. You see it year after year. I don't know if they're gonna get back to the heights of the Legion of Boom Seahawks. Well, they're not, but I don't know if they're gonna get that far in the playoffs.
Region of Room.
Oh my God, the Region of Room is so funny. By the way, for young people listening to this, that's a play on of the old defense called the Legion of Boom, which was the defense of the Seattle Seahawks in the 2013 to 2016 seasons.
Pretty dang good, not gonna lie.
Damn, the memories from the Legion of Boom. All right, let's talk about the Steelers finally not playing to their competition and destroying the Bengals.
Yeah, they just destroyed. It was Big Ben,
Mm-hmm.
doing,
and the 9-0 football team, by the way.
9-0, 9-0.
Not exactly the best 9-0 team I've seen. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, a win's a win.
A win is a win. No disagreements from me. But
It's just like the Jags and the Packers.
Right, but they could play the Packers, and I'd still probably pick the Packers. Is my point. Is all I'm
Yeah.
saying. I mean, there really isn't much to talk about. The Steelers are good, but there's just nothing that really excites me to talk about, other than all the
that
players
defense
creating TikToks on the Steelers. It's kind of funny, to be honest.
Hey, that defense, though. That defense.
Oh, yeah. 49ers and the Saints. I mean, the Saints kind of cruised the win in the second half. But all I got to say is Drew Brees got to retire after this season. I mean,
bro,
the guy
that man.
destroyed. And you see he's a family man. All the videos you see and such, and you just see him get screwed over week after week. And you're like, why does the guy continue to risk his health for a team that is probably not going to win? And, he loves the game. And personally, I respect the life out of him. But the Saints aren't putting in good enough teams around him for this to be a worth team to fight for.
Bro, I'm just going to say one thing. As much as the people, say that was a roughing the passer, it wasn't. He absorbed that hit like a freaking freight train, though.
Roughing the passer is a bullshit a BS penalty.
Yeah, it is. I don't like it.
It's not good.
I think the only thing that should be added or changed is a helmet to helmet. If it's only a helmet to helmet, it's rough. That's it.
I mean, you're absolutely right about that. It's just a bad penalty. And when you play against guys like Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, it's not a penalty. It's a way of life.
Yeah, no. The golden child.
Yep, that is definitely how I would put it. Now I have a question for you. Ravens and Pats. How do you feel about the Ravens playing consistent average football and Lamar Jackson playing like a quarterback? Like a normal quarterback. Like any other quarterback. Like a Derek Carr level quarterback.
Sorry, you're talking about a guy who's a running back.
No.
Yeah, he's a running back.
No, he's not. The guy's a quarterback.
He's a running back.
No, Daniel Jones is a running back. Lamar Jackson is a quarterback.
No, he ain't a freaking QB.
We can disagree. I mean, the guy is a good pass. Not the best. He doesn't get enough yards. That's all I gotta say. It's actually concerning the amount. I know it's the scheme, but you compare him to other quarterbacks of his caliber. He had a 3,000-yard MVP season.
Yeah, I know. I don't understand it. But...
I mean, he deserved the MVP. It's fine, but he had a 3,000-yard MVP season, and no one batted an eye. And that was 1 year after a second year, basically a rookie, had a 5,000-yard passing season and won the MVP.
I was not happy with it.
I mean, it's crazy. That's all I gotta say. I think he's a good player. I think the Patriots are a good team. Cam Newton, again, another rushing. The guy has 9 rushing touchdowns and 3 passing touchdowns. And you're like, okay, that sounds fine. What is he, like a Taysom Hill kind of guy who doesn't play the quarterback and kind of just...
Nah, he's a real QB. He's a real QB.
He's a QB1 on a Bill Belichick coach team.
The reason why they needed him more now is because they don't have any receivers.
Right.
If you give Cam a receiver, he actually might be a decent throwing QB, but since you don't, he's a rushing QB.
Right.
He's basically a glorified running back.
Lamar versus Cam, great matchup. 2 running backs, just playing their position. Just kidding.
Yes, sir.
They're both They're both quarterbacks, sure. But I don't think there really is much to talk about other than the rain at the end of the game. I think that rain literally didn't give the Ravens a chance. They were so beat up on that last drive when they were going up the field, and they were just playing sloppy.
Bro, they're basically... I will say that the 2 QBs kind of remind me the out-of-player positions in Madden.
Oh, you're right. Jeff, I don't know why you're so adamant on them being running backs.
just running backs. What can I say?
All right, I'm gonna ask you about the Vikings and the Bears, and then we're gonna talk about MVP talk.
First
Vikings,
of all,
Bears.
I hate the Vikings. I hate the Bears. And I love that the Vikings won, and that's because even though they were 1-5 during our time, or during when the Packers faced them, they now have gone on a 3-game win streak and shown to everybody that once they have Dalvin Cook, they're actually a better team than they should be.
Absolutely. And I do believe the Vikings are a legitimate team. I think they're just as good as the Bears, if not better. Also, I kind of feel bad. Again, quarterback struggles in the Bears is very apparent. Nick Foles is an average quarterback.
A little less.
Yeah, a little below average, actually, I'd say. Philly fans overrate him. Sorry, guys. But he is just a average quarterback who happened to put on his Jeff Hostetler pants and win a Super Bowl MVP ring.
Yeah, no, he's definitely the type of guy that you want him to be like, just don't make the stupid mistakes.
Absolutely.
Like the one pass over the middle with Anthony Miller could have been lower. Just too high of a ball, in my opinion.
Prayers for him and his injury. I think he's going to be all right, but it was scary when I saw it. I thought
he
was
real
paralyzed
scary
for a second, the way he was laying down there. All right.
Yeah.
Those are the games this week. Now I want us to have an MVP conversation. Let's talk about who we think our MVPs are for the last few minutes of this podcast. Because I think Kyler might be able to pull through and take the win. What do you think?
I think it's
Actually,
Patrick Mahomes.
Wait, can I just
first.
say one thing first before you go? And here's the reason I think Kyler has a very good chance of winning it. MVPs have MVP moments in their MVP season that you'll look back on and be like, that's why he won the MVP. Kyler's Hail Mary will be looked at as his MVP moment for throwing that pass, getting out, and throwing it. Although people can give all the credit to DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, someone had to get the ball there. That will be looked at as his MVP moment. Like, when we're talking about, like, example, in the NBA, LeBron, his case for the MVP was his game against the Bucks. He didn't win, but his case was a game as part of it. The way you do the MVP is MVP moments are big parts of how you pick one because that's a moment everyone saw, and that's what everyone thinks. I think Russell Wilson, if he wins a game like that, can take back that MVP. And also Josh Allen's also. There's so many players who can win. And Tom Brady.
It goes, in my opinion, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Tom Brady, Kyler Murray.
Wow, you got Kyler Murray at 5.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to win, and I can tell you why.
Well,
we know Aaron Rodgers. We know what Aaron Rodgers does. It's no secret. He has his MVP trophies. Same way Tom Brady won't win, even though he probably could be. He has those rings. He has that ring, and he has those trophies.
You know, then why is Patty Mahomes' favorite, right?
Patrick Mahomes, the young stud that we all love.
And he also has one of the best weapons in the NFL.
In who? I don't know. Their center. He's pretty good. He can catch some nice passes. No, I know.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill is nice. And the thing is...
And Travis Kelce and Mecole Hardman. And, you know...
And they got Clyde. They got Le'Veon.
And they got Sammy Watkins.
They're a good football team, okay? Okay, they're a good football team. But, I don't know. I don't know who's going to win, but don't be surprised if Kyler wins. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, no, Kyler can win.
If he has a few more MVP caliber games like that one. Even though it wasn't a great statistical game from him, it was just big moments like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I agree.
I might just be hopping on a hype train, but I don't think he's out of it.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you.
But if he does win, he'll have a similar stats to Lamar's season last year. Just a little bit yards.
Yeah.
Except I think Kyler's a better quarterback than Lamar.
Yeah, he's definitely a better quarterback.
At least at quarterbacking than Lamar.
Right.
And Lamar's
So,
better at running. Although they're both
right.
great quarterbacks.
No, one's a great quarterback, one's a great running back.
No, they're both great quarterbacks. All right. I'm
One's a
going to end
running
the
back.
podcast here. It was nice talking to you, Jeff. It was great catching up with some
Talking to
football.
you too.
I'll see you
Yes,
next
sir.
week. I'll have better info on all the games because the Giants don't play, so I'll be watching Red Zone. So I'll be more in tune with the other games. But it was nice catching up with you, man. I'll talk to you next week.
Man. I'll see you next week.
See ya.